Early maritime charts of the South Pacific are filled with land masses that subsequent generations realized did not exist. Navigators called them phantom islands. Modern analysis provides rational explanations for these sightings. They were misidentified icebergs, dense rafts of volcanic pumice, or atmospheric optical illusions known as mirages. The case of Tuanaki defies these standard classifications. In 1842, it was documented as a populated, culturally active, and thriving coral atoll. Tuanaki was a physical ecosystem that vanished from the map within 24 months of its last reported visit, leaving behind a specific unresolved contradiction. Centuries before European arrival, the indigenous populations of the Cook Islands were the masters of their geography. Using advanced celestial navigation and wave pattern observation, they routinely sailed between Mangaia and Tuanaki. In 1842, a Polynesian sailor named Soma discovered an extraordinary societal structure on the island. He spoke with inhabitants who shared the dialect and traditional woven clothing of his neighboring islands. Soma and his European captain remained for 6 days. They established peaceful relations and traded iron tools for livestock, yams, and green coconuts before departing. When an English missionary schooner arrived at those exact coordinates in 1844, they found nothing but the open Pacific. For a permanently inhabited landmass to disappear in under 2 years, it requires ascension takes millions of years. An ancient volcanic peak gradually subsides, while the coral reef grows upward. To survive, a society must sit above the high tide line to protect its fresh groundwater lens, a blue pocket floating above denser saltwater. To drown an inhabited atoll so completely that a ship cannot even spot breaking waves would require a vertical drop of at least 10 to 20 feet in a single event. Geology offers only 2 catastrophic mechanisms. Scenario A, where a magma chamber deflates and the center caves in, or Scenario B, a massive landslide shears the island's flank. Both displace millions of tons of rock, generating an outward mega-tsunami at jetliner speeds. The rigid laws of physics dictate that sudden geological sinking cannot occur silently. It requires catastrophic, inescapable violence. Between 1842 and 1844, missionaries maintained meticulous weather and tide records across the surrounding Cook Islands. No tsunami, rogue wave, or sudden coastal inundation was recorded anywhere in the region. Heavily trafficked whaling lanes also reported no signs of a biological debris field. A sunken island would have left vast rafts of uprooted trees, timber, and floating artifacts. Later reports of shallow reefs, like the Hamet Rocks, were likely the result of coordinate drift. In the 19th century, inaccuracies in measuring longitude often placed sailors hundreds of miles off course. Without a recorded tsunami or a biological debris field, the theory of a natural geological collapse hits a definitive dead end. In the 1840s, the socio-political landscape of the South Pacific was defined by intense, formalized intertribal warfare. Soma reported that the people of Tuanaki completely defied this regional norm. The High Chief explicitly told him that they knew nothing of war and focused their society entirely on dance and song. This account captivated Sir Ernest Shackleton. In 1921, he officially proclaimed that the rediscovery of this lost pacifist society was a primary goal of his final voyage aboard the Quest. Shackleton died in the Antarctic before he could sail north, leaving the mystery unresolved. If Tuanaki sank, the geological event coincided with the erasure of a society that had successfully evolved away from conflict. The neighboring island of Mangaia is physically defined by massive, jagged interior limestone cliffs known as the Makatea. Indigenous records from the era describe defeated tribes being forced to flee the fertile plains to hide within these harsh, hidden interior valleys to survive. Historical texts and ancient songs identify one specific isolated valley refuge on Mangaia. Its name was Tuanaki. It is likely that Soma's whaling ship dropped anchor at Mangaia in 1842. He may have mistaken a hidden encampment of inland refugees for a newly discovered island. Under this perspective, Tuanaki was not swallowed by the ocean. It was lost to the translation errors of colonial mapmakers, suggesting that parts of our history are simply hidden within the deep gaps of our own human misunderstandings.